against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's Ephesians 6:2. That's what we're up against, not flesh and blood, not our, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters who choose to live a alternative lifestyle. The alternative lifestyle have been a thing for a while.
All I'm saying is that's what we believe as Christians because we're trying to go by the good book. But even for those who are not going by the good book, who believe whatever they believe in, even those that's of that community, like you said, it's no particular whatever letter of the alphabet that we're aiming this towards. Even if you're them, all I'm saying, can we all come to collectively together and say, hey, let's have some boundary for our children?
What's some of the visuals that bother you about some of the youth taking in so young and it being pushed on them?
Okay, so let me just say, before I say anything else, is that I love everyone. I respect people's rights and decisions. I do not hate any type of group of people for any beliefs, color of their skin, or anything of that nature. I just want to get that out. But when it comes to our children, it's like, what is the agenda that's being pushed on them when it comes to constantly showing homosexuality in the movies? Every movie now has to have it.
All the sitcoms as well.
All TV sitcoms, commercials, the cartoons. And we're not just talking about adults, we're talking about children, right? I feel there needs to be some type of boundary so we as parents can protect our children for whatever we choose to believe in.
And when you say boundaries, what exactly do you mean boundaries? Like, isn't it the parents' job to monitor and watch their child's eye gate? Isn't that the parents' obligation?
Absolutely, but there was also a time where you can put on a cartoon for your child. You couldn't go wrong with Disney or any type of, movies, Nickelodeon, none of that stuff. You put that on for your children and they watch it and you didn't have to worry about it, right? Now you have to sit and monitor the cartoon because they're pushing, it's almost as they're pushing being gay onto your child.
And that's not about really a cartoon, it's about that algorithm. And that algorithm so fast. It's about the whole social media. It's about the TikTok. It's about the Google search. It's the YouTube. It's just all of it.
So that's why I'm saying there needs to be some boundaries to protect our children. Because remember this, as you have your rights, right? Everybody has a right to believe what religion they want to believe in, whatever God they want to believe in. If you believe, in the same-sex marriage, whatever, you have that right. And I'm here for it to support you and your right because whatever you do, regardless of my belief, is between you and God. So I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to love you. I have family members, that are a part of that particular community, and I love them. What I am saying is, hey, can we have some boundary to protect our children? Because have you have that right for you? I have the right to still teach my child that I believe man is for woman, woman for man, and I have that right to teach them that without me having to be forced to tell them about stuff that they shouldn't have to worry about at their age. It's nothing wrong with whatever they decide to do when they get older. But why is it there no boundary? Why do we have to see it in every sitcom? Why do we have to see it in every movie? Why do you have to force that on me with the commercials? Why is it forced on me with everything with social media? Why? It's not fair. It's not fair to people. You have to put yourself in people like me shoes who believe we love you. We want you to do what you do, but allow us to do what we do with our children. I shouldn't have to explain to my son who's 5 or 6 years old why his friend told him that he a girl and he got a pee-pee like his. I shouldn't have to explain to my teenager what this mean when I don't even know what it mean. Like, let people believe what they believe. Let them do what they do, but have some boundaries. That's what I mean with boundaries.
Okay. So I actually got we parents ultimately have to be an example to our children when it comes to protection, training, and our spiritual walk with God. Teaching develops and creates. So we want to develop and create children who have understanding, and I think that'll give them a better chance. I think parents need to find more time to spend with our children, as far as teaching them and passing down the good things that we were taught as well. Because some of the things of the past that we were taught is just null and void, seems like.
What I don't like is when it comes to the gay community, is that we have to tiptoe around the subject. We can't speak our own truths. We have to just accept the fact that, hey, if we offended, I mean, they're counseling artists and people, you know what I'm saying, just because they disagree, and that's not right. I don't like that. And as a person, okay, I'm a Christian, right?
Right.
And so I have the right to be a Christian in my home, just like they have the right to do whatever they do in their home. I have the right to teach my family this old traditional way. I'm not forcing and saying, hey, you have to be a Christian. You should be doing this. But they're doing that to us who are heterosexuals.
Okay. Now, in some ways I agree with you, but when you say there, it's not a particular person in their community.
No.
Hold on. It's not just a particular person in their community that's pushing that agenda. I believe that it is an agenda. That they do want to push the visuals. They do want to push the that culture. And you always start young, because the children are our future. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a cliche, but the children literally are the future. So if me and you, we good. We understand. We was born in, you know what I'm saying? It was the same thing. It just wasn't pushed with mainstream TV. These are the networks.
Right.
This is big. You know, these are we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's Ephesians 6:2. That's what we're up against, not flesh and blood, not our, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters who choose to live a alternative lifestyle. The alternative lifestyle have been a thing for a while.
All I'm saying is that's what we believe as Christians, because we're trying to go by the good book. But even for those who are not going by the good book, who believe whatever they believe in, even those that's of their community, like you said, it's no particular whatever letter of the alphabet that we're aiming this towards. Even if you're them, all I'm saying, can we all come to collectively together and say, hey, let's have some boundary for our children? Because as a gay person, you have the right to teach your child what you want to teach them. As a person that believes that man is for woman and woman for men, I have a right to teach my child for whatever I want to believe. As whatever other beliefs there's out there, you have that right. So don't force one thing on all of us, which is mainly our children, whatever the secret agenda is. Can we come collectively and say that part ain't right?
That part isn't right. I would say the Christians did take the Bible out of the school. I don't think it's I don't know if they say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore to the flag. I don't know. One nation under God. We used to be that. So what I'm saying is, I do agree with you in part, because Christian Nation is not pushing Christian Nation all on every commercial, every visual, every new Netflix joint. 50 Cent probably does as good as you can do without pushing it on you so much. You know, yeah, he gotta. I mean, I'm sure they force him to push a scene or two in there, but you know.
But that's the issue. Why do we have to have that in every movie now? What is that agenda? Why are you forcing that? Why do we have to tiptoe? Even if you're a Christian or Muslim, whatever the case may be, or I guess Buddhism, this and that. Why do we have to tip around the topic of, hey, I like them, they cool, but I just don't believe that way. I like, saying the opposite sex. Why, if I voice that, am I attacked when it comes to that? Why does anybody, whoever, why do we have to tip around? It shouldn't be that way. You have your rights, I have my rights, and we should be able to be harmonized, and I don't judge you, you don't judge me. But it's not like that when it comes to that particular community. You're attacked if you don't say the right thing, if you move the wrong way, if you wear the wrong color, if you do, you know what I'm saying? It's not right. So can we have some boundaries, especially when it comes to the youth?
In some ways, it does take our freedom away as heterosexuals and as followers of Christ. And it's not that community, but it is the community as well, because that community doesn't just want to be treated equally; they want to be treated special, and they're treated special. No other community has their own flag.
Right.
For an example.
And blacks was treated worse than them, but
Correct. And so, but the point I'm trying to make is we should have the ability of free speech, which is, what the four founders of this nation is, based it on. You know what I'm saying? That we should be free men. Free to believe what we want to believe, free to say what we want to say, especially if we're not breaking the law. So,
can I say?
Go ahead.
I just want to stress this because I already know we're going to get some backlash from him, but I cannot stress enough. I don't want anyone to say, oh, she don't like gay people. She's a gay. I love gays. I have family members that are gay or asexual. I don't even know all the terms, but I love everyone. I do not judge whatever, even with my own personal beliefs with God. I believe whatever you do, that's between you and God. So I just wanted to stress that is not the issue when it comes to this. But I do feel that it is necessary to stop pushing stuff on us and to speak on it. And I shouldn't have to tiptoe around speaking my truth because I want to protect my children.
I agree with that. And I think we all can agree that hateful people are broken people. And so some broken people in that community, there's 100% a lot of broken people in our community, the heterosexual community. I mean, my goodness. So it's not that we're against people. It's not people. It's the spirit that people moving with. I'm the biggest sinner I know, so I really don't got room to talk. It's the agenda that's being pushed. It's the way that they roll it, the rollout.
That part.
Like you said, I think you mentioned one of your friends was speaking on how some of these children had to go through lockdowns and all it was, like, it was a big rush of social media, which made some of these platforms so huge over those couple of years when you was in the house all day.
Well, not only that, I feel
the kids went virtual.
The networks, the government, or whoever is over, I don't even know how to address it. But what I will say is, when it comes to not only the lockdown or the pandemic, when I look at our youth from a certain age up, and I have nothing against D Wade, but when I look at his child, right, the girl, the youngest girl, not the youngest girl, but the one that he don't have with Gabriel, right? During that time frame, there was Zaire. That's it. I couldn't think of the child name. During that time frame, it was the pandemic, right? So we're locked in. We can't be out. You may have certain family members or friends over. This is also the age for anyone of that age group with him, up until even my boy's age. They're discovering themselves. They have certain hormones and stuff like that. So we don't know what experience, what certain stuff might have caused that led to certain stuff. But what I will say is, even with that, those are the times that, yes, we should spend time with our kids. But as he was so young with the name change, I feel like we could have waited time. There's nothing wrong if that's what Zaya wants to do. That's fine, this and that. But because he was so young as a child, I feel, and if it was me and my son, I would have waited, because you haven't experienced a woman or a girl. I mean, a woman or a boy. You just think because maybe, and I'm using the pandemic because maybe during that time you couldn't go out, you couldn't go nowhere. Maybe you just ended up playing the games and stuff, and y'all ran across some weird sin. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I put myself in those shoes. If it was my child, I would have a conversation. I would love my child regardless, so I'm not against it. But I would not be changing names before the age of 18. My experience and opinion. I mean, you know what I'm saying? My opinion. I feel like because during that time it was touchy. I think there was agenda from the government that what they were trying to do and why they was pushing it on the kids.
Yeah, specifically with the Zaya Wade situation, I do agree that children in my home can change their name once they leave my home, and on their own merit, on their own account, with their own bag. But to each his own, and I just think since that's a public family, that it did. Of course, it got a lot of publicity. First of all, I'm probably the biggest D Wade fan ever. Love D Wade, love his family, but some of those things, just. I think they do pretty good without being in the public like that. But I mean, I think Zaya is in magazines and all that, and I'm not. It's man, that's just so tough.
I
that's
feel
just
like,
so tough.
and see, if I just go there, I feel like Gabriel played a lot in that role of doing and pushing that and took that and ran with it. But the point I'm making is, even in that situation, as public as it was, and you do have the right to do whatever you want, and maybe it was Zaya say, no, I know for certain I'm going to be this, but if I personally know my son or daughter hasn't experienced life, I'm not going to help you make a life decision that's going to affect you for the rest of your life. You make that on your own when you experience life a little bit more. But you cannot push or force me to make this life decision for you at 13 or 14. I'm sorry.
Yeah, children aren't forcing you to make a life choice for them at 13 or 14. But I agree somewhat with what you're saying. That's very touchy. The point at hand, I think is all we can do. We can't stop what's gotta happen. These things are written. They have to happen, and so the world got to get worse as well. And so all we can do is, for the people in our community, the followers of Christ, the holiness community, all we can do is try to help our children guard their eye gate better.
Which is so hard with social media, TikTok,
I know it's hard.
Instagram, Twitter. It's the even all the way down to the cartoons. So I'm saying it don't matter what you believe in. Can we protect our children from having a secret hidden agenda pushed up on them? I don't get that right to, to teach my child the way I want to teach them because everything else is forced on them. And
what was the Epstein list came out, and what were those people doing? What's exactly in there? Were they are they being accused of being with children? All those people on the list? That's scary. If you're telling us the elites are you know.
So yeah, so that's all I would
And
say. Let's protect our children.
And they didn't attack Dave Chappelle for, you know, and you know he's an equal opportunity comic.
I love Dave Chappelle.
He's going to talk about heteros. He's going to talk about gays, LGBTQ. He's going to talk about everybody.
The baby was canceled. We should not have to tiptoe, and they should not be treated so much more special than the rest of us. You have your rights. Let's all operate and have a mutual ground, and let's say protect our children. You shouldn't be treated more special than me, and I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? We should all be equal. I don't like that. Everybody gets counseled. You have to tiptoe around it. Dave Chappelle is one of the funniest people I would ever know. I mean, I have a list of comedians that I love, but he's definitely number one. Even he has to tiptoe now and that's not, to me, this is my opinion, and I'm saying if you agree, let's come up with something and say, hey, there got to be some boundaries. I shouldn't have to tiptoe around, you know what I'm saying, if I accept you and I love you, and I shouldn't have to worry about my child coming to me and asking me certain questions, like, you know, at 5 or 6, anywhere between 5 and the age of 5 to 10 about, you know, stuff that they shouldn't have to worry about.
Now, the latter that you just spoke on, we are going to have to worry about our children coming to us at 5 and 6. We are going to have to worry about our grandchildren coming to us at 3 and 4 and 5, talking about, hey, granddad, grandma, what's going on with this? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let little Billy know or let little Jerome know, don't be holding hands with boys. And let little Sally know, or little Keisha know, don't be kissing girls. That's just my thing. That's all we can do in our community to safeguard ourselves and our kids. You know, and like I said earlier, teach them some of these old things that was taught to you. The good part. You know what I'm saying? Throw the BS out. Teach them some of the good old stuff that was taught to us. And you know what I'm talking about, if the Lord's will.
Yeah, let children be children.
Yeah. And boys can't be boys at school anymore.
I mean, they're teaching masculinity is toxic.
Masculinity is toxic.
And that's not true. That's not true. That's not right. Why? What's the agenda behind all of this? Yes, I mean, as Christians, we know what's going on spiritually. We know what principality is. We see how the devil is corrupt. I mean, we know that the devil is the author of confusion. And anytime a child is confused and an adult is confused to explain to the child about a person, you know what I'm saying, that I don't know, baby, they're a part of... You know, we just love everybody because we're commanded to do so. But yeah, it needs to be some boundaries. Can we have some boundaries so our children can still be children? That's all I'm asking.
If the alien conspiracy is true, you know, the aliens was just in Miami. If that's true, then also I'm sure that the demasculinization of males and the masculinization of females, sure that conspiracy is true as well.
I think
hope I said those words right.
I mean, we want to go biblical. The devil been attacking man since day one. He been jealous.
Of course, so we can't stop this. The big wheels keep on rolling. This is not going to stop. We can't stop it. Just stay prepped, guys. I guess we're preppers.
I mean, the goal is to speak truth and try to bring some awareness. And of course, my agenda is always to try to lead someone's light to just going to point them to God. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, for this episode, I just want some boundaries so we can protect our children. You have the right to believe what you believe and like who you like and marry who you marry. I should have the right to teach my child my beliefs and not have stuff forced on me on every sitcom, every commercial, every movie. Come on. That's all.
I agree. And hey guys, leave something in the comments. Let us know how you feel about this. We understand it's a touchy subject. I know you probably see frost coming out of my mouth. It's cold.
It's snowing in Alabama.
Snowing in Alabama, guys.
And we love it.
Hey, that's major.
That's major.